Welcome to Spawn Point, the show for gamers by gamers. I'm Bajo.
I'm Pip.
And I am Darren.
Rad and Goose are still on their way back from E3 in the USA, so Pip is filling in from news to me. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. I am super stoked to be here.
Initiating noob scan.
Wait, what is happening right now, guys?
Oh, don't worry about this. It's standard practice on Spawn Point. Darren is scanning you for noobishness. Standard practice.
Scan complete. I can happily report that Pip is mostly noobichlorian free.
Oh, come on, guys. I could have told you that before you did the scan. Now, in fact, I carry my own scanner because, well, I happen to work with a lot of cool people, so I got to scan them for coolness. Now, Darren, let's take a look at you.
What's happening?
All right, the results are in. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. This is going to be awkward, but apparently, according to these cool shades, you're totally uncool.
Oh, Darren, I think you're cool.
But if Bajo thinks I'm cool, then your scan must be 100% accurate. I'm uncool.
Darren, don't stress it. It happens to the best of us.
Well, coming up on the show, we delve into the storybook adventure that is Old Man's Journey.
Plus, we're going to dive into Battle Bay, the real-time multiplayer game that's currently making waves on mobile.
But now it's time for you, Darren, to please give us your challenge for this week.
Get ready, Pip. I have a super cool challenge for you this week. It's so cool, you'll see. Mobilize your memory bank, spawnlings. It's time for Darren's challenge. In the Sly Cooper franchise, Sly is an anthropomorphic raccoon. But which animals do his two friends, Bentley and Murray, resemble? Answer at the end of the show.
I seem to recall one of them having a high-tech wheelchair of sorts.
Yeah, the one with all the cool gadgets, right?
I have lots of cool gadgets, Pip.
Darren, come on, man. Coolness is way more than just gadgets.
Well, I promise to cool myself up before this show is done.
All right, well, good luck with that, Darren. Let's get on with our first review.
Cool.
Old Man's Journey is a short and sweet puzzle adventure game that tells the story of an elderly man looking back on his life and dealing with some of the mistakes that he made. And I was not ready for this journey, Pip.
Oh yeah, this is an emotional game.
Old Man's Journey is available on PC and mobile. It's a visually striking game. The charming art style and cheerful melodies immediately transport you into a whimsical, two-dimensional world.
The art is so beautiful. And did you guys feel like you had just jumped inside a storybook?
Oh, absolutely, a living storybook. All those animations and little interactive objects. Oh, it was so beautiful. The story starts like this. An old man has delivered a letter that jolts him into action. He grabs his backpack, and then it's your job to help him traverse the rolling hills of the European seaside town in which he lives.
To do this, you'll need to tap on the screen to place a marker on the ground for him to amble over to. But that's not enough. To guide him through, you'll also need to move and position the world itself.
I liked the layered background effect, and I've never quite played a game like this. In each scene, there'll be faraway peaks and super close-up objects that combine to create a real sense of depth. Pip, what did you think of the controls?
Well, once I figured out that I could pull the layers up and down with my finger, the gameplay came actually really naturally. I really enjoyed tapping on quirky objects and adorable animals that I found along the way to see how they would react.
Yeah, it really works well on the touchscreen. I played on PC and that was a little more fiddly, but still good. I also like that there's no text or dialogue in this game.
Affirmative. The story is told without words, which makes it easy for anyone to understand.
It's not an overly long game, but it will stay with you. I was thinking about this for days after I finished playing.
Yeah, me too, but I also thought that it was good that the puzzles weren't overly complicated. You will need to do some problem solving and forward thinking in places to help the old man along, such as herding sheep out of the way, avoiding waterfalls, and guiding stone wheels into brick walls.
Oh, the sheep. The sheep will not get out of my way. Stupid sheep, I'm trying to walk here. I would have liked a little bit more challenge in this game, rather than just moving platforms around. Just a little bit more.
Yeah, but that being said, I really did like the way that they mixed up the modes of transport. At one point, I was given control of a boat, and later I needed to use some quick thinking to keep a train traveling at top speed.
As you progress through the levels, you'll witness flashbacks to the old man's past, which have a dreamlike quality and provide clues as to where he's going and why.
The atmosphere of this game gets progressively darker too, and this adds some variation to the levels. The colours grow gloomy, sunshine is replaced by storm clouds, and the music turns ominous.
There were certain points in this game that I felt so bad for the old man that I just wanted to reach inside my screen and give him a big old hug.
Oh, me too. It's clear he's burdened by some of his past decisions and choices, which is something we can all relate to.
Yeah, dude. Like this morning, I ate an entire packet of biscuits, and now I definitely regret that.
That's where my biscuits went.
Biscuit theft alert! Activating security measures!
No, Darren, it's okay. I would have just eaten those biscuits myself and then regretted it. Pip did me a favour.
Oh, okay. Final thoughts?
Well, the gameplay may be simple, but the story isn't. It's deep and emotional, and I just love the way this was put together. So I'm giving it 4 out of 5 rubber chickens.
The flowing narrative experience in this game really stunned me, and I loved escaping to this beautiful little world. Now, the game is a little bit short, but the ending will stay with you for days. So I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 rubber chickionos as well.
Waka waka waka. Oh, waka waka waka. Oh, hello there again. I was just reminiscing about one of the most influential games ever made. And today, I will share that story with you. It's the tale of Pac-Man. Designed by a man named Toru Iwatani, it's hard to oversell just how much of an impact this little puck-shaped pellet muncher had on the world of gaming, and on the world in general. You don't have to look far to see many claim it to be the most important game of all time, while surveys have found Pac-Man to be the most iconic and recognized character in all of gaming. Pac-Man was a brand new kind of game, one that was bright and friendly and abstract and silly. All things which helped it to break away from the typical aggressive shooter games and made it appeal to all kinds of people. It introduced new ideas like power-ups and inspired other game designers to challenge themselves to break the mold of shooters and racers and try to find new ideas to pursue. It also had the first use of what is called a cut scene, giving a small hint to the story of Pac-Man and the ghosts. Add all of that onto his adorable design, and it's no wonder that he became video gaming's first true superstar. According to many estimates, it is still the most profitable game ever made. From the almost 500,000 arcade cabinets that were sold, tens of billions of coins were sunk into them, doubling what even the biggest modern gaming hits have managed to rake in. And that's not counting all the profits from merchandise sales and 30+ sequels. Pac-Man changed the face of gaming and brought it to the masses, and for that, he will forever hold one of the highest places within the pantheon of gaming greats. Well, that's it for today, my young Factolites. Until next time, waka waka, waka waka, waka waka, waka waka.
All right, Pip, welcome to the Our Spawn Point desk. Are you feeling comfortable?
Yes, I am, Badger!
Well, don't get too comfortable, because we've got lots of questions coming in thick and fast, and we need to have answers at the ready.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Let's do it. Oh, actually, no, we need to go over the rules first. Okay, so rule number 1, if royalty writes in, then we need to do a specific bow for that royalty. If there's emoticons on screen, you need to verbalize those emoticons, your own interpretation. If someone calls you a noob or accuses you of being a noob, you may need to drink from the noob cup, and that gets very messy.
Okay, Badger. Rule schmills. I'm here, I'm live, let's do this,
No.
I'm so ready.
You've got to obey the rules.
Well, we will, in time. But right now, let's do the first question. Okay, first one comes from Queen of Pengacorns in the Pengacorn Vortex, which is in New South Wales.
Darren, she's not obeying all the rules, Darren.
There's chaos!
Chaos! It's chaos,
I know the rules!
Sorry, this is a private conversation.
Hi, Spawn Point. It is I, the Pengacorn Queen. And I have a few questions for you to answer. 1. Is Pokemon Go dead? 2. Which one is better, Pokemon Sun or Pokemon Moon? Thanks. P.S. Rad, do this. Well, Rad isn't here, so I'm gonna do it.
Huh? Huh?
E. Oh. E. PBS. Bajo, do this.
Car.
And Darren is indeed not a noob. Queen of Pengacorns, out.
Well, your Pengacorn Majesty.
Wait. Is that one of the rules?
Yes, it is.
That looks like fun. Can I do it?
Please do.
Okay.
Pokemon Go was a massive hit when it came out, and it did experience a significant drop-off in popularity once the novelty wore off, but it is far from dead.
Yeah, it still has loads of dedicated fans, and even though it's about a year old now, millions of gamers worldwide are still enjoying the unique augmented reality experience.
Yes, and Apple even recently announced they were updating it with more sophisticated augmented reality tech, so the Pokemon fit into the world more naturally. So I would say it's probably due for a bit of a comeback. As for your second question, well, what do you think, Pip? Which is better, sun or moon?
Ooh, okay, I think they're both great, but why don't we get a third opinion? What's Darren's number?
You know what? I don't actually know. I just mash the keypad and then eventually he picks up.
Okay, just gonna try this.
Give it a shot.
Okay, Darren, you on the phone?
Hello, Darren speaking.
Hi, it's Pip.
Hi.
Oh, cool. Hello, Pip. How's your first time at the Spawn Point desk going?
Good, thanks.
Oh, excellent. I'm glad you called. I was just running some calculations on which robot is the coolest in the world, and I found that I am, in fact, the coolest robot of them all.
Oh, Darren. Okay, firstly, it's super uncool to say that you're cool, and secondly, you can't use maths to figure out coolness, man. It's just a vibe. Plus, you've got some pretty tough competition out there. You know, like BB-8.
Yeah, all the Daleks.
The Daleks are not technically robots, and besides, they're a bunch of noobs.
Okay, well, Darren, I'll tell you what would be heaps cool is if you could help us out with this question.
Groovy.
Okay, well, a Spawnling just wanted to know whether Pokemon Sun or Pokemon Moon was the better version of the game.
Well, Pip, while I wouldn't say one or the other is an objectively better version, there are some key differences. For example, Pokemon Sun follows a real-time schedule in accordance with your own time zone, whereas Pokemon Moon will shift forward 12 hours, so that the in-game day-night cycle is reversed.
So certain Pokemon that only appear during the day or night will be easier to catch depending on which version of the game you have.
Affirmative.
Alright, thanks very much for that, Darren.
Also, each version features a number of game-exclusive Pokemon, including the unique legendaries Solgaleo and Lunala. But other than that, there's not really much difference between the two games, so I recommend basing your decision on which Pokemon you prefer to catch.
Didn't they just announce some new games too, Darren?
Oh, affirmative, Pip. They did recently announce new versions of both games with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon due out later this year. They feature an alternate story as well as new Pokemon and legendaries to catch, so it may be worth waiting for those to come out.
Well, it does sound like there's a lot of options to weigh up there, but thanks for the very cool advice, Darren. I'm sure Pengacorn Queen really appreciates it.
It was quite cool, wasn't it? Oh, well, I'm glad to have helped, Pip. Goodbye.
Bye, Darren.
Okay, bye! Okay, so before we move on, I was wondering, Bajo, if there is a Pengacorn, would there also be a Unicorn?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say probably. So a Pengacorn would have the head of a unicorn on the body of a penguin, right? Oh, hang on. Is it a penguin with the body shaped like a corn? Or is it... Oh, it hurts. I can't picture it.
Okay, you know what? I'm sorry I asked. Let's move on to our next video question for the week, which comes to us from David.
Hi, Good Game Spawn Point. Can you answer these questions for me? 1. When will the Nintendo Switch drop price? 2. When will the new Pokemon game be released and what will it be called? 3. When will the new Pac-Man game be launched and what's its status? I need to get back to playing. Bye.
Thanks for your question, David. As for when the Switch will drop price, well, we just don't know. Price drops are one of those unpredictable things, really. The 3DS got a huge price drop a few months after it was released, since it wasn't selling as well as Nintendo would have liked. But the Wii U didn't drop its price much at all, even though it didn't sell that well either.
Yeah, so there's like no real rhyme or reason to Nintendo's price drops. The Switch is selling really well at the moment too, so I wouldn't expect Nintendo to do one anytime soon. The best you can hope for are maybe some good sales or good bundles to come along.
Yeah, as for the new Pokemon games coming this year, well, as Darren said, there is Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon coming to 3DS in November, and there's Pac-Man Tournament DX coming to Switch in September.
Lots to look forward to. And to your last question, David, the new Pikmin spin-off game, Hey Pikmin, is due to come out at the end of next month for 3DS. But if you're asking about a full big console Pikmin sequel, well, I don't think there's really any news about that, is there?
Not really. In 2015, Shigeru Miyamoto said that they were working on it, and it was close to completion. But then last year he said it wasn't at the top of their priority list. And we haven't seen any trailers or anything for it yet, so it might be a little way off.
Well, I think that's all the time we have for today, so if you'd like to ask the Spawn Point gang some questions, then you can go and send them in! So, Bajo, how did you think I went today? You know, do I have to drink from the noob cup?
Oh, definitely not. You did such a good job. Such a good job. Even the whole swoosh of the website. Well done.
Thank you. I've been practicing at home. Check this out. Boom!
Oh, nice.
Boom!
Oh, wait, no, that's too many. No, don't break the rules.
What?
No, that's too many.
Hello?
Darren, she's breaking the rules again. She's doing heaps of swooshes.
She's breaking the rules.
Breaking the rules.
It's chaos.
Private conversation.
Think of the CGI budget.
All right, you guys, get all hands on deck, batten down the hatches, and set a course for the high seas of Battle Bay. Yeah!
Pip, the high seas refers to open ocean outside of any country's authority, while bays are coastal features, so there technically can't be high seas within a bay.
Aw, Darren, stop being so uncool. I'm just setting up the montage.
Cool. Well, in that case, montage away! Battle Bay is an online competitive multiplayer game where 2 teams of 5 ships face off in a battle royale. Once a ship is destroyed, it's out for the game, and last team standing wins. It is also possible to win a match by capturing a point, but in practice, this rarely happens.
Yes, and you might not know it by looking at this game, but it's actually brought to us by the developers that made the Angry Birds series, some of the most successful mobile games of all time. And this is pretty slick too.
Yeah, now instead of lobbing birds at pigs, we're lobbing cannon fire at ships. Controls aren't quite as simple as Angry Birds though, with 2 virtual joysticks. One that moves your ship, the other aims and fires your weapons. They can be a little fiddly to use. Moving is easy enough, but aiming often got me all turned around.
Yes, but as soon as you see an enemy, your weapons lock on, so I found that helped a lot. Although it is a bit tough to target specific ships when they're grouped up. Combat is satisfying though. Weapons pack a punch, and landing a direct hit always felt good. And the slow pace of the boat combat really helps make it work for mobiles too.
And I like that there's a bit of strategy in timing your shots well. Big waves will intercept cannon fire, while mortars and torpedoes force you to aim just ahead of where your opponent is.
Because the combat is quite straightforward, winning or losing typically comes down to good teamwork. Teams that target enemies effectively and work together can win a match within the opening salvo. It is rare for a team to recover once they've lost a few ships. They just get outnumbered and outgunned.
Yeah, anytime I tried to be a lone wolf or go in solo, it did not go well. Not a good strategy. I wish there were some Mario Kart style pickups or special moves, to mix things up and give the underdogs more of a fighting chance mid-match.
And considering that teamwork is so important, I was surprised that they didn't make a way for us to play easily together.
Yeah, you can join guilds and add friends to chat with them, but there's no way to group up and play together, not even in friendly matches.
Well, according to the developers on the game's official forum, that is being worked on.
Oh, that's good to hear, Darren, but I want it now.
Arr, disappointment.
But I tell you, I was impressed how it only took a few seconds to find games. Plus, I didn't experience any weird lag or glitches, even when matches were filled with people from all over the world, which is kind of amazing. So it was all super easy to get playing, and it worked perfectly.
And they have a good skill-based ranking system to make sure that you're not put against an opponent who's going to totally outmatch you, which proves pretty useful considering that most of your progress is off the battlefield.
Battle Bay.
Oh, right, back. Yeah.
By completing battles, you'll unlock loads of items and weapons to deck out your ship with. What equipment you use depends largely on which of the 5 ship types you choose, since each can be loaded out differently and act as different classes, like attacker or support.
Affirmative. Each ship has slots which can hold either red, blue, yellow, or green items. Red items are weapons. Blue items provide passive buffs to your ship like speed boosts or extra armor. The color yellow encompasses usable specialty items like shields or freeze rays, while green items can heal you and your teammates.
I thought that they struck a really good balance between all the ships, with each ship having its distinct pros and cons. And with all the equipment options, well, it really opened up a lot of playstyles and tactics, which I thought was really fun.
Yeah, there's also a lot of upgrades for you to work your way through. All your gear and your ships can be upgraded with epic and legendary gear to work towards. There's also a bunch of crew members you can hire and train. These guys each have their own skill tree to unlock, which play into certain roles and weapon types. Like Mortimer, for example, who offers lots of buffs for mortal weapons. So there's lots to keep coming back to and work on.
Now, Darren, have you done one of your scans to suss out how free this free-to-play game really is?
Affirmative. I found it to be quite generous. While there's no shortage of microtransactions on offer, from expensive resource packs to timed VIP memberships, there's very little need to purchase them, as resources are handed out quite generously from battles and quests. There's also no form of lockout or cooldown timer, so you can play as much as you want. The only timers come from training time for crew members and shop refreshers.
Yeah, it's very easy to spend time in this game without feeling the need to spend money. Guys, they did such a good job with this. Solid multiplayer, solid unlocks and depth, and it looks fantastic too. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Well, I'm going to give it the same score because it does one thing, but it does it so well. 4 out of 5 rubber chickens for me.
Arr, arr.
You right, Darren? Got a bit of a cough, mate?
Arr, affirmative. Arr.
Here, let me give you a backpack.
Oh, much better. Thank you.
Well, we're just about at the end of another What Are You Wearing, Darren?
I'm wearing the coolest get-up I could find. Yo, spawnlings, we're just about at the end of the show, man. Do you dig? Are you vibing it? Oh, yeah. Here's the answer to my cool as challenge. At the start of the show, I asked you this.
In the Sly Cooper franchise, Sly is an anthropomorphic raccoon. But what animals do his 2 friends Bentley and Murray resemble?
And the answer is... a turtle and a hippopotamus.
Yeah, nice one, Darren.
Yeah. Well, next week on the show, Goose and Rad will be back and we'll have a look at the new Switch Fighter, ARMS, and Portal Knights.
Hey guys, thank you so much for having me on the show this week. It has been super awesome.
Oh, it's been great to have you. Please come back again soon.
Yeah, man. Thanks for, coming, man. Yo. Yo-yos.
Pip, I think you better scan him again with your cool glasses or this will never stop.
Okay, no worries. All right, Darren, sit still. Gonna have another look at the cool factor. Scanning. Dude, you're not gonna believe this. Your cool factor is off the charts.
You mean I'm finally cool?
Yeah, man, you're as cool as a cucumber.
Oh, I'm going to tell Mumbot right now. Oh, thanks, Pip. Darren out.
Bye, Darren.
Bye, Darren.
Wait, so it actually said on your glasses that Darren is cool now?
Yeah, Bajo, believing yourself is cool, and that's what Darren does.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, I want to find out if I'm cool. Do me now, do me.
Oh, gee, wow. Okay, the time is, and the, my plane to Melbourne is boarding. Okay, sorry, I gotta go, Bajo. Pip out.
Bajo out. Bye, Pip. See you, mate. I'm cool, right? Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool. It's Darren who's wrong.